Hello and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It's Friday the 24th of November, it's 10 past 8 and obviously we're not going anywhere at the moment because we're steamed up to chuff. Figured I'd do the vlog this morning, get a bit of light, and also I've got a chance now to do Mr Nellis's words of wisdom while we wait for the car to defrost itself. So let's have a look for this. Also this week, woke up this morning, good news for me, last night's Steemit post went over $20 rewards, woohoo! And in fact Wednesday nights also went over $20 rewards, so I've had a bit of a cracking week on Steemit with the posts. Obviously each one of those, last nights and Wednesday nights I put $10 in to the various bid and upvote bots, so I put $10 in, got just over $20 back from each, so it's not bad going for me that. You put $10 in, get double back out again. I'm quite happy with that one. Last week's vlog, for example, I didn't do so well with. That went up to about $15.50, but I put 12 in, so I only got 3 out for 12 in. It's not great really. So it's kind of like there's a bit of a lottery. There is this like list of the bid bots, and what you need to do is keep an eye on it and only bid at the last minute before the bidding range ends, as long as you know that the bot's still in profit, because if too many people bid on it then it just wipes all the profit out. Anyway, let's do Mr Nellis and then we can get on our journey to work. So, going to be a bit noisy now. The defrosting is going into hyperspeed at the moment. Right, so let's think. Things to talk about on your vlog from Mr Richard Nellis. The 30th anniversary of Fireman Sam on Friday last week. Good old Fireman Sam, we used to love him. Not so much anymore. In fact, I've got a big bucket full of Fireman Sam toys I need to eBay off at some point. Richard's dad, and he listened to Suicide Blonde on the way back from London. Very good. And Richard's going to watch about Schmidt. You're testing my pronunciation here, Richard. With Jack Nicholson. The budget on Wednesday. Didn't catch what happened, but normally what happens is things go up. No doubt, cigarette prices went up, beer prices went up because they taxed them more and whatever else. So I know they cut stamp duty on first-time buyers, which is an interesting move. Good for first-time buyers. The death of Malcolm Young. I think quite a few people have actually passed away this week. I don't know. It's one of those things, I suppose. Also, Richard and his dad, they saw a street performer as Charlie Chaplin at Covent Garden in London. I think Richard did his Christmas shopping this week, so but that was a nice trip out with Richard. Classic FM Christmas coming to London on the 17th of December. Right, there you are. And am I doing anything special or staying at your house this weekend? I don't really know, Richard, to be honest. I got a bit on. I'm well in the throes at the moment of doing that a bit of a blast. Doing preparations for the youngest's Christmas presents, which informed me some weeks back that what he wanted was a gaming PC. More computers in the house, that's what we need, more. So yeah, and we've kind of been working on that. He really likes green and black, so and I'm going to be building it from scratch, which I'll be blogging on Steemit, surprisingly, because I'm running out of ideas of things to blog on Steemit. So that's like just an entire series of blogs on the building of a gaming PC. So yeah, so his chair arrived last week, which is a black and green gaming chair, which he discovered himself on eBay. He's like, what that one? Yeah, he's 7. It's 7. He's all the time, you know, I want this, get this off here, get that. Then he could jog in and access to my account, because he'd just be buying all the stuff along there, doing around buying this, all this stuff turning up. Like, who's ordered all this? Kid. So his gaming chair turned up. this week, obviously Black Friday week, so I've been holding out on all the bits, the components. I got the case because I found the one black and green with it's got green LED fans in the front and at the back, and it sort of illuminates through the case. It's got an open, well, glass side so you can see into it and stuff. A real nice case. Found that, so I got that ordered because they were limited stocks, and that was just perfect for him. And then this week I noticed earlier in the week the gaming 27-inch curved monitor I've been keeping an eye on and dropped half price, so I was like, right, get into that now while it's half price, it's not going to drop any lower. Did that, and that turned up Wednesday, and surprisingly, I know it's surprising, had at work stored, because like 14 years ago we did an exhibition in Manchester, and we bought some, we needed like counters to put stock on and things, so we'd bought from B&Q these media centre table, you know, media tables, like a workstation. It's got the pull-out thing, you have your keyboard on, and it's got the surround. So we've got two of those at work. I was like, well, one of those would just be perfect for his gaming rig. So I think we're going to brave setting off now, otherwise I'm not going to get to work, and the staff are going to be sat outside freezing. So yeah, I had that two of those at work. So I snaffled one of them and built that Wednesday night, and lo and behold, it was perfect. Just fits the monitor in nicely in the little gap for that. So all I've got to do now is wait to see what's happening. Wait until I get the parts ordered, which will probably be some point today, because I think they should have all got about as low as they're going to get with the Black Friday deals being on. And then those bits will turn up and I can start the actual building up of the PC from scratch. So, it's kind of interesting. I mean, he's a lucky little monkey. He has kind of hit on something that piques my interest. I've always been into computers. I did build a long time ago. That's going on probably 9 years. I built probably longer than that actually, I built a PC for home, which is like a tower that I just built. I bought all the bits off eBay. In fact, I mostly bought used bits because it didn't have to be super powerful or amazing or anything. I just wanted something for media, you know, stream media and stuff. And so I bought all the bits up, and I think we can turn him down a bit now. Do you see? I don't even know if you've heard me or not, or if it's just been a big. Let's keep going. Oh, rude. Oh, second gear rude. So, train of thought again. Mornings, not good. So, yes, I built that some time ago, and in fact, it got replaced by a Mac Mini in the end, because it was, you know, it was a normal sized tower, and it was getting a bit big for downstairs where we're having all the entertainment stuff. So I, in the end, I replaced it with a Mac Mini, which ridiculously had more power than what I'd built, but in the tiny fraction of the space. The Mac Mini's like that big, and because the tower's like massive thing. So, yeah, it was that was a bit of a thing. But I built that, and it was one of those interesting things to get all the components: the processor, the motherboard, a graphics card, power supply and case, and hard drive, and sort of put them all together into the machine itself, and get out what you want from it. So, so I'm going through the whole process again, but it's just because, more than anything, I think because it kind of interests me, and I think it'll be quite interesting for him to see me build it. So it's not exactly going to be a Christmas morning open up the computer, because he's going to be watching and helping out as I put all the bits into it before Christmas. But that'll be quite a good learning process for him, really. So yeah, basically I looked, because I had an idea that maybe I'd just either buy an off-the-shelf one, or maybe pick up someone's used one if I could find one that was green and black, which not exactly tons of gaming PCs green and black. But I was a bit concerned because I'm not fully up on gaming specs and whatever else, and I didn't want to buy something that wasn't going to be up to the job, because he wants to play a lot of modded games that you can't play on on the PlayStation, because there's just no modding on that, and things like Minecraft as well. It plays that on PlayStation and on iPad, but again, you can't do any of the modding stuff, so you kind of really need to get the PC. And although with the sort of boot camped Windows 10 on my Macs, you can get somewhere there, it's not that keen on the trackpad and using the Macs that much, and of course they're just laptops and not that powerful anyway, so they struggle. Even the Mac Pro struggles gaming wise. So I had a hunt about, and in the end I found a good guide from this year that sort of said if you build, these are different gaming PC rigs that'll really be a decent amount. So I'm sort of going through there and picking my way through to see what I can build. That isn't going to be a ridiculous amount of money, although it's not cheap. I'll tell you that, not cheap. I mean, graphics card wise, because I don't want to dumb down on it, it's going to be looking in the £400 mark just for the graphics card, which is I was like, wow, that's like 2 PlayStations there just in the card. But hey, these high power cards, when he's not gaming with it, I could be mining Bitcoin. Whoa. I think the 1070, the GTA 1070 card I'm kind of looking at the moment, which I'm hoping will dip a little bit for Black Friday. But apparently you can get about 200, was it 250 gigahashes a second. So that's like one of my Antliner S1s in a computer. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to all the bits coming and building that up. Gonna go with a 500 gigabyte SSD only in it. Lots of say 250 gigabyte SSD and then a terabyte spinning disk for storage. But because I've got all the NAS storage, getting on 3 terabytes now of NAS storage around the house, we can just offload stuff to the NAS. There's no point having an extra drive in the PC itself, so it's just going to have a 500 gigabyte SSD just for holding running the games and whatever else. But the thing, the good thing about it, the other thing he mentions is he wants to get into doing his own YouTube stuff or doing his videos, and I'll upload to YouTube and sort that side of it out for him. But so of course he'll be able to record what he's doing on the computer as well, and we'll have a camera so he can then sort of have the camera view, because he says that's why my videos never do any good, because I'm not in the Star Wars playing videos as me in the corner commenting on it. He watches all these gaming ones, and all the gamers now, they're all in there with it, and they do the commentary on the game and make it all, that guy just got me, whatever, yeah, whoa, bang, slap. And of course they play, and a lot of them play in groups as well. So yeah, he wants to sort of get into that side of it, so that kind of will lean on to, it's going to be a lot easier than the other plan for me was kind of to use the screen capture thing for the PlayStation to capture him, but then try and record with something else, and there's nowhere really to sit to do it, so it wasn't really happening with what we had. So this is the solution. And like I said, we've got a proper desk, gaming chair for him to sit in. We'll get the camera up above while he's playing to capture him playing, to do his commentary and whatever else, and yeah, it'll all come together nicely. So Christmas will be spent, once that's all up and running, actually creating, probably creating just a brand new channel for him, I think, and then just do the uploading and sorting out myself. And yeah, that'll be him doing his gaming bit. What I could really do with doing is getting him to blog on Steemit, but I think he's going to balk a bit at having to type content out. But that's life, isn't it? Really, you got to get to do some work. Funny enough, it was parents' evening last night for Callum, the youngest, and he went to see his teacher, and she's like, he's well on track and whatever else, but I've got to keep on top of him, because you know, if I don't keep pushing him, he just won't do it. He'll just sit. If you leave him, he'll just sit there and he won't do anything. I was like, sounds familiar. That what I'm like, that was just me when I was a kid, and in fact now I'm just the same, except that there's no one else pushing me now. I've just got to keep giving myself a proverbial kick up the backside to start doing stuff, because otherwise I'll just sort of sit and while away not doing anything. So I was like, yeah, definitely that's 100%. He's just me. He's just growing up. He's going to grow up like me, exactly, 110%. And she's like, well, he does look a lot like you. It's like, yeah, he's just exactly me in mini version, and he's just going to end up like me, unfortunately for him. But there you are. That's life, isn't it? So yeah, other than that, it was quite good actually. He's doing quite well. That's it. The biggest problem is she needs to get him to put more work into the book, because she knows she can do the work, but she needs it in the book, because that's what they can mark on. They can't mark on just knowing that he's capable of it. They have to have the physical proof that he's done it as well. And he's like I say, he's a bit reluctant to get on and do it unless he's continually poked and prodded at to get on and do some work. So I did berate him a bit about getting on and doing some work. So I keep pushing at him, I think. Now I know that he's got this laid back tendency. I'm gonna get away with it, and we're a little bit late with all that steamy, icy undoing for work, so hopefully we won't have a queue waiting outside when we get there. Coming down, it's a lovely morning now. We had the cold, but it's lovely clear skies. We had terrible rain this week, and just pouring rain, and we had wind as well. Was that Monday or Tuesday? I don't know. It was very, very windy. I was concerned for the trampoline again, but he's still out there. He's okay. A few things did blow about, but in the garden, but the trampoline is still there, so that is all good as well. So other news this week. iOS beta. Don't even get me started on the iOS betas. The iOS 11 betas, because I'd already been on it when the full release of iOS 11 came out, I started then on the betas. The last 3 betas have been absolutely, totally, I don't know, battery life's gone wonk on my phone, watch keeps randomly rebooting. It's not now, you know, go to look at my watch and it's an Apple logo. Oh, it's Apple logo time, is it? No, it isn't. It's just the watch randomly rebooting itself yet again, because I don't know, the beta. The latest update this week, I hope, was going to fix a lot of the problems, just didn't. In fact, it got worse. Now the Apple Watch Unlock refuses to work on even the MacBook Pros, even though it's turned on. So there's obviously some glitch in that bit. Marvellous. My phone is just completely random if it'll connect by Bluetooth to the car or not. Sometimes it will do, sometimes it won't do. And when it doesn't do, I have to turn off the car media center, unlock the phone, then turn on the car media center, and miraculously then the phone can connect to the car Bluetooth and will work with it, which is a right farce. You know, prior to the last few betas, it just automatically connected every time, and I just went in and selected it. So that's not great. I don't know if they're just messing about with the Bluetooth side or whatever else, but it's not good. So on the whole, it's not great on that side of it. The actual MacBook beta, the betas just seem to be entire builds of what is it, High Sierra one now. You know, it's a full down, you know, it's not a little tiny few hundred megabyte patch for a few bits and pieces. It's the full, you know, whatever it is, 4 gigabytes download and a full installation of about 20 odd chuffing minutes for each of the updates, which is a right drag. You know, it takes your computer offline for chuffing ages doing these incremental updates to an OS, which seem to be like they're just pushing out the builds over and over again. I seem to be following the most cautious person in the world. I know it's cold and icy, and it's good to be cautious when the roads are icy like this. We had a lot of rain and then it's frozen overnight, so black ice is a big issue, but they are somewhat taking the mick about it. It should be okay, I think. You know, I think we'll get there before anyone else if we're lucky. I think. So, other things this week. It's been a busy week for, well, busiest week I've had for roasting coffee actually. I've had 3 roast days this week, which is surprising. Had 4 guys come down from Scotland on Tuesday. So we did a good 2 and a bit hours. Well, it was 3 hours in all. They were with us. But did 2 and a bit hours roasting. I did 4 roasts just because I got a load of coffee pre-ordered, yeah, it's so I did all that obviously because last Friday I'd been to Square Chapel on the way on the second drop of coffee for them, and then they had more coffee on Tuesday. So I did a roast on Monday for Tuesday's delivery. Tuesday I did another roast just so I've got some spare, and actually I had to roast coffee yesterday, so I did another lot of Square Chapel's coffee then. So I've got 2 stored now because I'm kind of like hesitant that we're going to get a call today again. Can we have, you know, because they're only ordering 5 at a time, 5 kilos, and they seem to be getting through at a pace that, you know, they're going to ring up today and say, oh, we could do a bit more coffee for the weekend now. So I'm trying to keep a bit on hand because I don't want to sort of be 4 o'clock on a Friday and ringing up and I've got to start putting the roaster on and roasting coffee, because it takes a bit of time roasting it and then packing it, whatever else. So yeah, roast wise, done a lot of roasting. It's been busy, and it has been fairly busy generally at work with everything, all and sundry things as well. Let's let this guy go. I don't want him standing them out in the cold. I missed that slot. So yeah, it's been a bit of a busy week. Not really. God, you know, I'm sorry, YouTube subs, but I'm not really getting round to you at the moment. I know I'm so behind. There's so many. I think I've missed some. Bob's put some stuff on his Octopod or whatever it was he was doing. Oh, geez, I've done that, and then lights change anyway. So I am badly lacking behind catching up on those. It's just like I say, busy week really. Obviously doing quite a few blog posts. Well, I was nearly trying it every day. I missed Wednesday because I was building a cabinet and putting the monitor in and whatever else. So, which we're using the monitor actually that came. Well, I didn't see the point of it just sitting around and waiting until the PC was done. So I hooked it up to the PS4. But it's a really nice monitor. I'm pleased with the purchase there, and getting it half price as well. It's good as well. But yeah, it's a nice curved 27-inch gaming monitor. There's all this gaming gubbins I don't even understand. Frame per second drop thing value and whatever else, and you know it's supposed to give you perfect vision and whatever else. I don't understand none of it really. But like I say, it's as far as I'm concerned, we put it on and you can see game perfectly. I have to angle it downwards a bit for the little munchkin because it is a bit too low down, and then it's like it's a bit dark. It's a bit dark, I think, because you're at the wrong angle. So building that Wednesday night, so that pretty much took most. Well, it's actually building your workstation thing, because you've got instructions and bits and screws and put it all together. So that took ages. And then.
Warning, K-band.
Between doing all, now, like I say, the Steemit blog posts, because they do take a bit of time. I'm trying to put a bit of effort into them and making them a bit more, you know, worthwhile, not just putting a few words and a photo in. Let's just sneak around here. He's doing the same. Sneaky beakies, you see, doing the turnaround loop thing. So yeah, I'm just trying to make them, you know, a bit more worthwhile. There is a lot of consternation on Steemit about all this big botting going on and people upvoting fairly mediocre posts just to get the money value back out of them, and it's not part of the community spirit thing and whatever else. And I do agree with you. I don't want people just finding some random YouTube video and putting it on. Oh, this is a video about sausages, and then using all the bid bots to get it high value and taking all the money out of Steemit afterwards. Once they sort of creamed it off, because it's kind of sort of thing where you're building together a bit of a community feeling and whatever else, and generating some, generating for the entire thing, not just taking money out of it. So that's a bit of a fair comment. I think we got away with it. Doesn't seem to be anyone here. So yeah, that's been really my week. It's been hectic, to say the least. Let's just take that off a minute. I'll get the door started up because that takes a while. Find the key. Too many things in the pockets. Up he goes. So yeah, that's me for the coffee vlog. Busy week, lots going on, plenty on Steemit, and not caught up with some of the YouTube stuff. Gonna get there. I will get there. Well, I was going to say I don't know what tonight's Steemit post is. The vlog, because the vlog, that's just one blog post on its own. So yeah, there'll be that to do tonight. But I might fit in, because the blog doesn't. Well, once I've got this done and uploaded, it doesn't take much effort to, do the blog post side of it. So might do that, and maybe get some YouTube watched as well. If little man doesn't demand more of my attention. So have a good weekend and week next week, and I'll catch you in next week's December coffee vlog. Woohoo! Yes, we will be into December next week, not long till Christmas now, is it? In fact, I worked out Christmas markets, only 3 more Tuesday drops for the Christmas market guys. They had a lot this week again. Right, van loads, so obviously doing well, but I don't think, unless this weekend's pretty fine, and we've had a lot of rain this week, so I don't think they'll have done so well, but we'll see. Okay, I'll catch you in next week's coffee vlog. See ya!